Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode here with the Basement Boys, Lucas and Jameson. Today we are breaking down Wild Card Weekend, and now we're going to give our divisional round picks. And these are the teams in Cancun: the Panthers, the Packers, the Jaguars, the Steelers, the Chargers. I think got them all. Yeah, it was some crazy weekend. All those games were fantastic. The Steelers game was kind of a blow up. All those games were fantastic. Crazy wild card weekend.
Most games were, I think, outside the Steelers game, every game was
within one
high
score game,
stakes and one score game.
I went 4-2. No, I'm sorry. He went 4-2 last week. I went 3-3. I did not do too good. I was going for a bunch of upsets. Did not happen. So yeah, we're gonna dive into the wild card games.
So with your first game Saturday night at 4:30, you had your Los Angeles Rams going against the Carolina Panthers in a close 34-31 nail biter. And I'm going to give credit where credit was due. Carolina, valiant effort. I think most teams thought that this was going to be just a blowout. The Carolina Panthers weren't going to stand a chance.
They showed that they belonged.
With a losing record going to head to hand. Although I want to say the Rams, I think, only went out of their last 3 games of the season, only went one out of 3. So they were kind of, they kind of lost their mojo and weren't like the early Rams that we saw, dominating early, middle of the season. So, but no, the Panthers, I think everybody counting them out, and the fact that they, went head to head against one of the best teams and to lose by 3, I think is impressive. And I think
but they were winning. They were winning at the end. The Rams had the whole lead the entire game. Cameras came back.
I think you got to keep your head up, and I think if you're a Panthers fan, I think you should be excited for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, a lot of young players on that team. Bryce Young had a great year. I think there's a lot of future in that Carolina Panthers.
You got McMillan, Jalen Coker had a great game.
The Panthers would have won that game, but they just scored with way too much time left on the clock.
Yeah, Xavier Leggett, what happened to that guy? It looks like Jalen Coker kind of stole his spot a little bit.
Yeah.
Big X ain't that good.
Yeah, I was rooting for the Panthers in that game, I'm not going to lie, but, it is what it is. But, yeah, in our next game
next game that was at 8 o'clock that night was the Green Bay Packers blowing a 21-3 lead going into halftime against your Chicago Bears. Scoring 25 points in the fourth quarter.
That's crazy.
With an upset against your Packers. Somehow, some way, Caleb Williams gained the job done. I don't know how you blow a 21-3 lead. I think the Packers, were too conservative.
They shredded that cheese.
Yeah, they did. Michael Michael McFearass, missing an extra point.
3 field goals. Or 3 kicks, I mean.
Extra point and then 2 field goals. And, if he made at least one of those, I think the Packers could have won the game. So those were 2 crucial misses.
He would have to make 2 at least.
At least 2.
If he made 1 field goal on the extra point, it would have been to overtime.
Yep. So that costing the Packers the win. Caleb Williams showed that, in the clutch, crunch time, he can get the job done. What do you think about that?
That was a great game. I mean, scoring 25 points just in the fourth quarter and only letting the opposing team score 6, that's not easy to do.
Reminiscent of the Broncos-Giants game when they scored,
33 points in the fourth quarter.
33 unanswered points. That was really bad.
Yeah, I really thought Brian Dable was going to get fired after that game. He ended up getting fired, but we're not talking about the Giants anyway.
But how about John Harbaugh, though?
Yeah, Giants
Huge
fans.
Signing.
Cam Scatteraboo, Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart. You guys got a good team over there.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
You guys, a lot of potential for the Giants fans.
And the only thing that I think
I say that every year, but
the Giants, that defense, you were supposed to be good. Sexy Dexty, he looked awful. Kayvon Thibodeau, he didn't really do good. The only guy that did amazing was Brian Burns. Outside of that, defense was kind of dog shit.
But the Bears came up in the clutch at the end. Ben Johnson, great play caller this year. He's a nominee for a Coach of the Year, I believe.
I wouldn't go that far.
He's a nominee. I won't say he's getting it. I still think it's going to be what's his name, Mike Vrabel. But yeah,
you don't think Champagne?
Sean Payton. It depends how the Broncos do this weekend against Buffalo. which we will be talking about the Bills right now. The Bills and the Jaguars game. What a game that was.
What a game. Once again, another one-score game. Buffalo taking it 27-24. And this was another nail-biter of a
Great
game.
game. This was a great game.
Came down to really, what team messed up at the end.
Trevor Lawrence throwing that horrible interception at the end. Wasn't his fault. It got tipped.
First play of the drive, or their chance to win, or potentially go down and get the last points.
They just needed a field goal.
Threw an interception on the first play of that drive.
And that makes the Jaguars now in Cancun. So
yes.
Yeah, that
thoughts on the game.
It was a great game. I enjoyed it. It was pretty low scoring until the fourth quarter happened, until both teams, started to actually put up points. But yeah, I really enjoyed that game. Trevor Lawrence, he had a good game. That interception, it wasn't his fault. It threw to his target, and his target tipped, and then went to one of the Bills players. So
tip pick.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a great game. Again, Jaguars fans, it's not a failed season. Yeah, you got to say that if you don't make the Super Bowl, but it was a great game. I honestly think
Trevor Lawrence, showing that he was worth that contract extension.
Yeah, he had a great game. Duval,
it's Trevor time.
Keep your heads up. That was a great game. And great season for the Jaguars.
So now your next game, and I'd say, and once again, another upset. You got the San Francisco.
Not too much, though.
Not too much, no. Although I think the Eagles were favorited.
The Eagles were favorites. Yeah.
But you got the San Francisco 49ers facing your Philadelphia Eagles in a 4-point
this game came down. Wait to the end. We were watching the Foxborough with all the Patriots fans, and we saw the end drive for Philly went all the way downfield, and it came down to the fourth quarter incompletion.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, this guy went to the Patriots game.
I did. It was a great game.
And speaking of the Patriots game, I guess would you want to do the honors since you were there?
Yeah, it was. If you were watching it, it wasn't that enjoyable. But if you're at the game, it's they make it more enjoyable. And we sacked. I'm not say we, but Patriots fans sacked the Patriots fans. The Patriots defense sacked Justin Herbert 6 times, and yeah, it was another nail biter of a game. But
I would not say it was a nail biter.
It was close the entire game until the fourth quarter. Like I said, the Patriots scored 7 points in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, what happened with the Chargers offense?
The Chargers offense just collapsed.
A complete meltdown, and they were just non-existent in that
Drake
game.
May had another good game.
Drake May MVP?
Possible.
Drake May.
Yeah, it was a lot of field goals in the beginning until the fourth quarter. The Patriots finally scored a touchdown. I was going to say all the games were good, but this was not a one-score game. So this and the Steelers game was not a one-score game.
And but, yeah, your last game Monday night, and definitely
it was a lot of fun.
The worst game.
Possibly Aaron Rodgers' last game. It was Mike Tomlin's last game.
On a pick.
Yep.
6.
Mike Tomlin did part ways with the Steelers organization, so he is no longer a Steelers head coach, and he did say he does not want to be a coach in the 2026 season. So
I think he earns a well-deserved break.
Yeah, he does.
The Houston Texans winning
dominating the Steelers
30-6, and that
23 points in the fourth quarter for the Texans, 0 for the Steelers.
I think if you're the Buffalo Bills, you gotta be worried. The Texans have the number 1 overall defense.
Patriots play Texans.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. The Bills face the Broncos, so I'm not.
Patriots, yes, be worried though. That defense is hungry.
Although both defenses are pretty good.
There.
So,
but Christian Gonzalez did get injured when I was at the game with concussion. That's going to be big. That's big. That's a big loss.
I don't know. It's at least a 1-week injury, right?
At least, but he's gonna be out for this weekend. So
yep, but a high-powered defense, and Houston, they have like an above-average offense. It's like top 15, but
yeah, definitely.
So if you at least have an average offense and a really good defense, at least I think you got a recipe for success. Now, if your offense was like bad, like the Jets, and you had a really good defense, then you're pretty much relying on your defense to get stops mostly every drive, and hoping that you get like a lucky drive or two where your team punches into the end zone. But that's not usually a recipe for success, and it can be both ways, where your offense is really good, like last season where the Bengals offense had to put up like 40 points almost every game, where their defense just could not get stopped.
That's how Joe Burrow does it.
So
what do you think of Aaron Rodgers' potential last throw being a pick 6?
I think it's kind of fitting, at least ended in a touchdown.
Saying I was going from a Jets fan, man.
And then he had a slight jab against the Jets in his presser.
Did he?
He did.
I didn't see that. So, we're going to jump into divisional weekend. I did not mean to hit that. Hold on. There we go.
Okay. And you got your first game, 4:30. You got the Buffalo Bills taking on the number 1 seed Denver Broncos. And you got the Broncos hosting this game, and it's actually 50-50 pretty much. The over-under is 46, and the points is 1.5.
Broncos are favorites.
By just a small smidge.
Doesn't surprise me. This is going to be a great game. It's going to be very cold. This one's tough.
Playing in Mile High, the high altitude. If you're the Broncos, you're kind of used to it. But, the Bills, for most teams, on the road, go into Mile High, it's hard to, adapt to that, conditions.
Yeah. So the Bills did play the Broncos last year in the playoffs, 131-7. But it's not the same Broncos team. This is a completely different Broncos team. And they are home. They had plenty of time to rest. Bills are coming off that nail-biter against the Jaguars. So, it's going to be a good game. And
staying true to what I said last week, I do think this is the worst Bills team that we've seen in the playoffs.
I agree.
Although, you got your veteran in Josh Allen who's,
he's used to
proves it time and time again, when the game comes down to like one final drive, he's the guy to get it done. So, I think
this last week.
And last year in the wild card, it was a decisive win from the Bills, but
it's a different team.
Like Lucas said, it's a completely different team.
Broncos have that great defense, high power offense.
I do want to say one thing though. I think the Broncos are a little fraudulent. That's just my take. I know the record, speaks for itself. However, I think some of the games, it's going
to be a good game. It's going to be one of the best games of
got
the
handed
playoffs.
to them. That's the first game.
But yeah, that being said, I'm actually going to go with the Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go with the Broncos this game. And yeah, give me the points, 1.5.
And
give me the over. I think it's going to be a really high-scoring game.
You're going to go over?
I think it's going to be high-scoring.
I am going to go with the Buffalo Bills once again. And I'm going to
go... that Buffalo.
I'm going to go over, and I'm going to go with the points.
Okay.
Which leads us into our next game.
This is going to be a good one.
Another one.
Divisional matchup.
NFC West matchup here. You got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the number 1 seed Seattle Seahawks. The over-under is 46.5. And they have the Seahawks with 7 points. Ooh, that's big. Sammy D, I think he's proven that,
But what happened to Sam Darnold last year in the playoffs?
It was a complete
It was ugly.
meltdown. It really comes down to, what do you do when the lights are bright? Mm-hmm. Do you crumble under the pressure?
This is a primetime game too, so.
Do you crumble under the pressure or do you rise above it?
He's got to rise above it. He's got to prove that he's the guy.
And
for the Seahawks.
You got to prove that you're the guy when the season's on the line, and it's most important. And I think the Vikings made a mistake with
definitely
JJ. Although I want to say that was really his first year, but we're not talking about the Vikings. We're talking about this game.
This is going to be a great game, I think. And every time I say that, it ends up being a shit show. So,
how about this real quick? Don't mean to interrupt, but you got 3 teams from the NFC West. You got the Seahawks, Rams, and Niners, all in the playoffs
with Cardinals,
with a special guest, Chicago Bears. So, how about that? That's a pretty crazy stat.
That is something I didn't even think about.
But I'm gonna have the Seahawks winning. JSN been amazing. You got Kenneth Walker.
He didn't hit 2,000 yards, but he was very close.
He was close. He had a one stinker of a game. But yeah, you got Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, great run game. Defense looks like reminiscent of the Legion of Boom days. Not quite as dominant, but still very good. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go... Seahawks. I think this could potentially be a low-scoring game. I'm going to go under, and I'm going to take Seattle with the points.
With the points. Okay, so you think it's going to be a touchdown game?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much almost everything you said.
You got the Niners in this game?
I want to take the Niners, man.
Ooh, man.
We are going to be streaming this game.
Well, don't make promises you can't keep. We're actually going to have like a little bit of a party.
Guest appearance
from the Stranger Things podcast. We got Nathan Corrigan, who will be back in the house unless he flazes, which he tends to do. No, I'm sure he'll be here. So it should be a great game. Sorry, Nate, if you're watching this. Probably not. And the 2 viewers they actually watch.
Okay.
Hey, we're in the beta. We gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, I got the Seahawks winning, but I don't have the points.
Don't have. The
I have
points.
about them winning about with either like 4 or 5 points. Maybe.
Okay, and your first game on Sunday, 3 o'clock.
Another good game.
You got the Houston Texans, the 12-5.
This one's at 3
Texans.
o'clock. It sucks. I'm gonna miss the whole game.
Yeah, against your 14-3 New England Patriots, with the Patriots hosting in Foxborough. And this game is pretty much 50-50.
Almost, yeah.
Over-under is 41.5, and they have New England with 3-point favorites.
Can we start?
You can start.
All right, so, again, guys, I was at the Patriots game. So, they were all over Justin Herbert that entire game, and that Patriots defense, like I said, Christian Gonzalez is not going to be playing, which sucks.
That's a big injury.
Yeah, that's a big loss. But they still have that high-power offense. Stephon Diggs, I think, got only 2 catches last week. Hunter Henry had that big touchdown. So
Henry, he's always been,
they're going to have to rely. They're going to have to throw big throws to Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry. They're going to have to run the ball a lot with Stevenson, and that seems to be the clicking for the Patriots, running the ball. So yeah, I honestly.
And Drake May just needs to be Drake May.
He just has to get out of the. He has to get out of the pocket because that defense is going to be all over him.
Exactly.
That Texans defense is probably the best defense in the league.
Got to watch out for Derek Stingley and Kamari Lassiter. That is probably one of the best corner tandems that you can possibly have. Yeah. Almost rivals, Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, but that's just me being a biased Jets fan.
But yeah, the Patriots, they should win this game, but it's not going to be easy.
I think it's going to be, a good old-fashioned defensive dogfight. I'm going to go under. And
41 points is pretty low, so you are taking the under?
I am taking the under, and I'm going to take the points, and I got the Texans coming out victorious in this game.
Texans going to the championship for you. Okay. Yeah, this is going to, like I said, it's going to be a great game. This one's tough. People are sleeping on the Texans a lot. Even against the Steelers, you were sleeping on the Texans.
I was sleeping on the Texans.
But I am actually going to take the Patriots in this game. I loved how I saw the Patriots last week, and I'm going to take the points. It's only 3 points. And, yeah, I'll go under. The way that how low scoring it was last week against the
I think it's going to be very reminiscent of that.
I believe it's going to be.
And your last game. 6:30, you got the Los Angeles Rams, 12-5. Taking down the number 2 seed in Chicago at Soldier Field, the 11-6
another good game.
Chicago Bears.
And this game is going to be good.
I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Actually,
it's going to be freezing.
The favorites in this game are the Rams, 61% favorites. While
4.5 point favorites over under 51.5.
Although they had no business winning last week's game.
They shouldn't have won.
Should not have won, but they did, and they're here. And they're here to play. So, yeah, the over-under is 51.5 points.
So what do you like what you saw out of the Bears last week?
I like the fact that, when the pressure was,
They didn't give up.
They didn't give up. When they were faced with adversity, they were able to persevere, get through it, score on pretty much every possession that they had, and their defense stepped up, not allowing Green Bay to get in the end zone. I think they only gave up 2 field goals.
This is going to be actually... People are sleeping on the Bears still.
It's going to be a really good game.
The Packers are not an easy team to beat. I know they're banged up and everything, but the Rams...
The loss of Micah Parsons, I think, was very evident. A player of his caliber,
not just him. They were missing a ton of players.
It's very noticeable.
They're in Chicago. Rams... This is the game to go to the NFC Championship, and this is... maybe the last dance for Matthew Stafford. I don't see it. It's possible.
If they win the Super Bowl, definitely the last dance.
Yeah, it probably is.
But
you got.
So I got the Bears winning this game. I think that it's going to be an upset. The Rams, I know they won against the Panthers, but what you see from them, previously before the postseason, and
they just got past. They just got past Panthers.
Yeah, just barely got past the Panthers team, who had no business being in that game. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna take the Bears. Their defense is god awful. We know they have one of the worst defenses in the league. So I think this is definitely going to be a game of.
It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be an offensive game for sure.
This is on Sunday.
I think it's going to be whatever defense is able to get a stop.
weird time. 6:30 is a weird time for a Sunday game. I think that's like a Super Bowl time.
But yeah, I got the
So you
Bears.
got the Rams at the points? So
Yes,
it's 4.5.
I got the points.
All right, I'm actually gonna take the Bears too. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I want the Patriots and the Bears in the Super Bowl together.
Who that's watching this is following you on Instagram?
Probably nobody, but just in case. So I'm actually going to take the Bears. I'm going under, and I'm going to take the Rams with the points. I think it's going to be like a 2-3 point game.
I think
it's going to be really close.
I agree.
Watch the game happen. It's gonna be
for any of you, the 2-3 people that watch this, you're wondering why I'm wearing the same clothes all the time. It's because I got out of work and I did not bring a change of clothes. Mm-hmm. So don't worry,
Yeah,
I have clothes. I'm not broke.
Yeah, so that's divisional round weekend. And yeah, before we head out, I want to give your opinion on a couple things.
All right, shoot him.
Coach of the Year, MVP.
Coach of the Year, I'm gonna go Mike Vrabel. I think he took the Patriots team that was awful last year and has turned them into one of the best teams in the league. I think he's deserving of it. An MVP, I think there's no doubt about it. If anybody who questions it, you're wrong. Matthew Stafford.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
No,
it's not a hot take. No.
Matthew Stafford is the undeniable choice for MVP. How about you? And anybody who says otherwise, you can fuck off.
So my two candidates for Coach of the Year is Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson. Maybe Sean McVay.
Ben Johnson? What are you
Maybe
talking
Sean
about?
McVay. But yeah, I'm going Mike Vrabel too. And my MVP, drum roll.
I'm not giving you a drum roll.
Drake May.
All right, I don't think he's gonna get it.
I don't think he is either, but it's possible. Okay, just saying. We gotta go different on a couple of these things.
Yeah, we do. We gotta disagree here, but that is it for today's video. This is the Basement Boys. My name is Jameson Zampino, here with my friend Lucas Crystal.
Yeah.
Hey, got any last words before we head out?
You guys enjoy the divisional round weekend, and we'll see you guys for the conference championship.
Deuces.